Good morning, everyone. Thanks for taking a little time to sit down with me today for coffee and the Word. That time each day that we examine a couple of verses from God's Word, and then we apply them to our lives so we can become a little more like Jesus today than we were yesterday. So grab that mug and let's get started. Being known. Luke 6, verses 12 and 13 say, "One of those days Jesus went out to a mountainside to pray, and he spent the night praying to God. When morning came, he called his disciples to him and chose 12 of them, whom he also designated apostles." Choosing his 12 disciples from among all his followers must have been one of the biggest decisions that Jesus had to make during his ministry. The parallel passage in Mark says, "He appointed 12 that they might be with him, and that he might send them out to proclaim, to preach, and to have authority to drive out demons." These men were to have a lot of responsibility, and they would be the beginning of the church. When we hire employees, there are all kinds of strategies and metrics for choosing the best candidates. Whole industries have been built around growing your career and achieving your dreams. In spite of all that money and effort, getting hired still often comes down to who you know that has influence. In a sense, that's exactly how the 12 got their positions. Not who they knew, but rather who knew them. God knew their hearts, and Jesus turned to the Father as he prepared to choose his closest followers. He spent the night praying, probably seeking his Father's counsel, and then he named his inner circle. To our limited human eyes, none of them really looked like ideal candidates. They were a motley bunch professionally and politically. Some went on to write gospel accounts and letters that we still read today in the New Testament. Some were prominent leaders in the early church, according to the book of Acts. Others faded from view. Does that mean that they were all failures? Not at all. It just means that we don't know their entire story. But just as God knew their hearts, he also knows how they served throughout their lives. God knows our hearts as well. He understands how we can serve him, and he knows every bit of service and obedience that we are already giving. Other people may not know, and that's okay. The one we serve sees all our efforts. Father, thank you that you know us. Please guide us in how you want us to serve and to obey. Your opinion is the one that matters most to us by far. Be blessed and have a grace-filled day.